Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing a bit. I'm gonna sing a bit. God, Randy. Love you. Oh, all right. I hope Robin comes because I wanted to sing this song for her. Hi, Raffi.
Hey there.
Sound check, sound check. 1, 2, 3. Do
Yeah,
Raffi
how
and I
do I
sound good?
sound?
We sound good together? Is one of us louder or softer than the other one? All right, Raffi, check this out. I'm gonna sing a song really quick to get us started. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. There's one spirit inside my body, and it's me, me, me. My friend Robin, she sang this song to me, me, me. She and her friend from across the pond became a we, and sang along the protection song because you see. Every day we go about our way with technology. We mix and mingle and react and tingle to all energy. So I say there's one spirit inside my body, and it's me, me. My friend Robin, she sang this song to me. She and her friend from across the pond became a we and so on and so forth. But welcome. Thanks for putting up with my nonsense, y'all. Especially you, Raffi.
Sorry, I was just posting on Instagram here that we're live.
Yeah, I figured I'd fill a little space and see if people decide to come in. Buenas noches, everybody. Bienvenidos a Esperanza Pense, donde la Esperanza Pense. Welcome to Esperanza Pense, where hope wins and where I love riffing with Raffi. Raffi, you look great. Your hair looks so nice right now.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
I
say
was
hi to a few people really quick. Hola, hola,
I felt like a
devil.
new man when I cut my hair. Oh my God. It was
Oh,
getting
did
so
you?
long.
Nice and fresh. Fresh energy. What's
Yeah, I
up,
felt
devil?
like lost weight, you know what I mean?
You did. You probably like half a gram.
Right.
And depending on what you're weighing, that can be, enough.
Right.
There's some things that get weighed in grams. Um, hey. Just saying.
Okay.
Hi, hi Sharon. Hi Randy. Hey Josie. Hi Sharon. I think I said hi. Hi Dulce. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Oh, good.
everyone.
I'm forgetting. I should remember. User OM7. I used to know their name. I forgot it. But hello, good to see you. I love that for
Sharon.
Sharon. Yeah. Okay.
There's two Sharons in the chat. I've met so many nice Sharons in the world. So, Raffi, you want to hear the story behind that song?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know our friend Robin, the artist?
Yeah.
She's here on YouTube. Her YouTube channel, she's starting to make like more videos and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and she did an art well here, I'll drop the link.
Okay. Cool.
She's
Because I was just starting to look her up.
Yeah, she did an art collab with um someone. Let's see if I have it. Oh, here it is. This is great. Yeah, this is a great video. So this is our buddy um Robin here. So she's on her friend's channel right there, but her channel on YouTube, I think, is Art Genius U, on YouTube. And
Cool.
she like was on a call with her friend from England, and they sang a protection song, and her song was so sweet and it was so awesome. It was like, I
Oh,
forget what the
cool.
how the words went, but she like sang it and recorded it, and then I was listening to it, and because she sent it like in a voice memo or something. Because I was telling her, I was like, sometimes when we go online, or sometimes when I go online or like do lives or like record my videos and stuff, I'm like, I would love to have like a protection prayer or some sense of like I'm entering this space, like, because we mess with technology all day and all night as humans now. And it's like, and she's like, I have a protection prayer for that. And she sang it
Oh,
with her friend.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a
So
good
maybe
idea,
she'll,
especially as we get into Uranus and Gemini.
facts. Yeah. Yeah. As things, I mean, the initial swoosh is usually strong when something first gets there, and then it kind of calms down for a minute or two. Now it's kind of seeing what it shook when it got here. And
Oh my goodness. Janice Phillips. Janice? I always forget how to pronounce it.
Janice, guess what?
It's so good to see you.
She gave me this
Oh,
deck.
oh, sweet. That's beautiful. Oh my
It's
goodness.
gorgeous. Yeah, Splendor Solis. Janice, thanks for being here. I love you too. I hope you and all your critters are doing well, and God bless you and the farm, the
Yeah, thanks for
homestead.
stopping through really quick. We miss you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Aw. So, Raffi, you're gonna have a barbecue, huh?
Yeah, I found out like right before you sent me the link. My
Y-
mom was like, "Oh, hey, my brother and the kids, they're all coming over." Like and his wife too, because I think she just got back in from out of town. But yeah, like they're coming over and they're trying out the new grill that we got and everything. And so I was
Oh,
just
you
like,
got a new
"Oh, okay."
grill. That's amazing. Well, thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
spending some time with us to talk about this Capricorn full moon. And also, did you drop the link for your channel, Raffi? And
Oh,
he's
yeah, let
been
me see if I
doing
can
a
hear.
lot of videos lately, the most recent one on perfections, and it was so fascinating.
That was
It,
fun.
yeah, you dig deep, dude, and I love like the way that you think. I love the way that all of you think here in the comments. Like, I love that. I'm a Gemini. I'm attracted to people's minds.
Oh yeah. Sapiosexual, it's called.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you're and I feel the same way too. It's like, of course you want someone that somewhat like falls into your physical attraction and all that stuff, but the thing that turns me on the most is when someone is intelligent and then when they think in a different and unique way. Oh my gosh. I'm all over that. So I feel you.
Well then, that must be your aquarium placements.
Really.
Oh my heavens. Well, should we throw this chart up and see what we see?
Yeah, yeah. I barely had, I think I took like 5 minutes looking at it before, but thankfully I had pulled the chart for my 4th of July conjunction stream. So I already kind of had it in my head a little bit.
Well, yeah, and it's like there's so much more than just the chart happening right now. Um, oops, not me. This. Thank you. I'm like, we've had enough of me for a minute. Um, so first of all, I'd like to bring up something. Did you see, I don't know if you caught the replay, but Robert Phoenix just recently did a video about Albania on his Rumble, and
Oh no.
they're having a lot of movements. And one of the biggest movements is that their prime minister sold land to like basically be used as high-end casinos and stuff like that, and high-end hotels, part of that kind of billionaires club type thing that Jared Kushner and those are trying to pull as well. It was like a situation like that. Um, like how they're trying to make some of these lands like luxury casinos and stuff and luxury hotels like in GA, ZA and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't want to say it because I don't want to get shut down like within the first 2 minutes of being here.
Right.
But anyway, in Albania, they're standing up to this decision that was made pretty much behind people's backs because this land belongs to a preserved natural habitat. And one of the protected species in this preserved natural habitat is guess what?
Oh, goat?
I'll give you a clue.
Okay, I'll take a clue.
I'll give you one clue.
Oh wait, I got it now because I just remembered the post that you made. Is it a flamingo? Or
Indeed.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And then that brings us to that full circle moment too, from new moon to full moon.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it March 28th. So
Oh, okay. I just assumed you were when you made the post, it was about the it was like another new moon to full moon full circle. Okay. I guess it does seem more recent than that. My bad.
I think it was the I can't exactly remember which moon it was, but I remember it being March 28th because I yeah, I did just post that because I was like, this is so weird. Oh, I don't see. Let me see. I just thought that was so weird. It was it Scorpio Oh, it was the Libra full moon.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was the Libra full moon when you started like as Robert would say noticing the flamingo symbolism getting rolled out. And remember, we were looking at that asteroid that was 1.4 meters long
Oh yeah.
or
Yep.
something, or no, that a flamingo itself can, the article said that a flamingo itself can be up to 1.4 meters long. And this asteroid was the size of 14 flamingos.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what it was. Oh my,
And
because I knew it
yeah,
was something weird with the size. Yeah, okay.
asteroid the size of 14 flamingos is supposed to pass by Earth. And you would notice, and then you would notice also that Florida was thinking about changing its state bird from the mockingbird to the flamingo. And that was back
Hmm.
in the end of March at the Libra full moon. So now we're at the Capricorn full moon, but at the Libra full moon, that's what you were noticing. And
Yeah,
you
that
had
was
brought
a
those
weird
articles up
rabbit
and
hole.
what?
That was a weird rabbit hole. I remember that. I was up really late one night and all that stuff came to me in like these different ways. It was crazy. Synchronicity.
Well, you noticed it before it happened because now like people are like in the streets with like flamingo. Here, I'll see if I can look this up for you. Well, anyway, you'll see on Robert's show when you
Yeah,
rewatch
I'll
the
have to
Albania
check it out
episode.
because I haven't looked over on Rumble in a while. I still have half of uh the Friday Farcast to get through.
I know, me too. I was farming and weeding some yeah, the 2026 Fairnex protests, also called the Flamingo Revolution, are ongoing anti-government demonstrations in Albania sparked by a luxury tourism project threatening the Vjosa Narta protected landscape, a key coastal wetland home to flamingos and other wildlife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Josie's Jazzy Junk. My next band is going to be called 14 Flamingos. I love it.
That sounds right.
And I'll hope to tour with 21 Pilots.
Yeah. Well,
Oh my goodness.
that anyway, that's like part of kind of what we do here though, as well as read the astrology. We also kind of read the energy in the room. And I just wanted to point out that you were on point.
Oh, dang. Thank you for I wouldn't even remembered that. So thank you. I like
Well, and
totally
you don't
forgot
even know
about
what's happening now. You're like, oh, that's happening.
that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I need to get back into tuning into Robert's Rumble stream more because there will be things that I learn about that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know about this. Like, and it's like always that stuff that it's important, but it's happening kind of under the surface of a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
or it's in the
He
background of the news.
he unveils a lot of things that are not in mainstream news sources for sure. For sure. So, what are your standouts? What are some standout situational astrological things that you see happening right now that you want to key in on?
When I was looking a little bit earlier, the things that were jumping out at me, besides the stuff that I already kind of knew from making this chart a few weeks back, it was that the Chiron in trine to the North Node or the South Node, excuse me. So like that was looking interesting to me, and then also what I thought, and it looks a little different on my chart because I use
It's
a little bit tighter orbs, but it was I can share my screen with you because it
sure.
kind of gets into the thing that you like to do with the shapes of things. You know what I mean? And it was the
Yeah.
first time I had really seen something really interesting. Let me do my uh, entire screen or application window so I don't put us both. We'll just do the tab actually because I don't want it to do that whole thing.
Oh,
Um,
I love that. That's like when we know we're going down the rabbit hole is when that mirror thing goes reflect, reflect, reflect.
right.
I
Where
love
you see like
it.
the whole thing of us, and then I guess I forget I have two monitors, so I could always move us to another monitor. But there we
It's
go.
all good.
And then so with this one, I was noticing how we've had this mini grand trine with Neptune and Pluto and Uranus right there. We've had that for a while, kind of in the backdrop. I really like the manifestation potential around it for our personal lives, but then also what it's setting up for us to come into. But my whole thing with this moon is where we start to see a crack in the structures. And that's like
Yeah.
leading us up to the Mercury retrograde, to the Mars Uranus conjunction, and all that. But the thing that really got me was now, so we've had that mini grand trine for a while, but now when we have the moon and the sun come in here, then it creates this I think it's called a wedge, this like the triangle with the squares and the opposition
Yeah, and
right
some
there, and
people
it's
are
all
calling it a
pointing to Neptune.
basket.
What'd you say?
A basket
Oh, okay, a basket.
as well. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, that's good to know.
Both.
But you see how like all of that, so you already had the mini grand trine in the background, but then this is doing some type of activation where all of these things are pointing down to Neptune. Already got
Yeah.
like Neptune at the center there. So it is something about like the shattering of an illusion that's coming through, especially as we've had this continuous separation of Saturn from Neptune. So that was another thing I found really interesting with that chart that really
Yeah.
popped out at me. And then, I mean, we've got what is that? I guess I'm looking through this and not on the actual tab here. With Mars square the South Node too, when you've also got the Chiron trining it. So that really brings this interesting vibe to it right there. Both at 0 degrees. I guess it's late 0 degrees for the Mars, 51 minutes. But and this is right when Mars comes into conjunction because then it moves over into it's finally moved over, excuse me, into Gemini there.
Mm-hmm.
So that really that's something about like it goes back to the cracks in the foundation because you're dealing with the south node right there. You know, you're dealing with Chiron. That's in a positive aspect, so I think that's going to work well for people like you and I. It may not work well for everyone. Depends on the chart. Depends on if they're a normie or not, I think. But then with that, you know, we do have that difficult aspect of Mars conjunct Uranus there, and then that's bringing that square up to, of course, the south node. So like what's being left behind by this crack in the foundation, by the shattering of the illusions. And I think back to the Sagittarius full moon we were doing, where
Hmm.
I've really seen, and I was wondering how it would play out, but there was that whole idea of this recalibration of the nervous system for new belief systems to come in. And then really what I've seen looking around at people is people having this recognition, especially in the political realm, of like, okay, we're really not gonna fix this with left and right. We're really not gonna, like, people finally accepting, even diehard MAGA people finally accepting, okay, like this is just a runaway train at this point. And you know, we really just need to deal with this idea of we need to take the power back ourselves, you know, in a peaceful revolution, of course.
In a flamingo revolution.
Oh yeah.
Just put some plastic flamingos out on the front lawn. Everything will be just fine. Um,
But
I
yeah, I mean,
s-
I could go deeper on the chart, but you were just kind of wondering the standout stuff. I even went a little too deep just to tell you standout stuff. So you go ahead and
you
you
didn't
can look
go
at
to
your
you
chart.
could never go too deep on Esperanza Bense Tarot channel.
I was trying to
Okay?
keep it like a little light, but I like what you know me. It's my Sun Pluto opposition, right? I'm like,
This
oh
is
yeah,
what we do here. This is what we do
yeah.
here. This is an astrological like show, man. Like I love your insights. I love the way that you tie it all together. I love the things that you pick out. I love how you see. And I love, I saw like the basket or the cradle too, the
Hmm.
bassinet, whatever it is, whatever this is holding, whatever baby this chart's holding, right?
Yeah,
Sure hope it's the baby
really.
Jesus.
Really well, and you got Neptune there. You can even bring that whole birthing, watery aspect of Neptune through, which I did a whole thing on with. I think it was my Neptune and Aries Trinity of Convergence thing, where I brought
Yeah.
in all the water symbolism. So I love that you bring in like the baby and all that, and the cradle and all that,
Well,
because it's like
yeah.
what is about to be birthed through this.
And Aries is the baby, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Aries is a birthing or is the baby entered, you know.
Hmm.
Pisces is like where it's percolating or incubating, And you're
Yeah,
right, the
yeah, really.
burst of water, the water gets full and it bursts and then
Mhm.
the water
So
breaks.
So then you got that Neptune aspect. Because, of course, there's the whole moon symbolism too, but it's just such a faster moving planet that sometimes it's like Neptune will hit with a lot of that water symbolism more than the moon will. But they both hit, you know. And this is a full moon anyway. So what is that? It's releasing with that, you know.
Yes, and with the sun being in Cancerian zodiac, that's another element of water. Water
Dang,
that's
yeah.
like close to home, water that matters to us, water that we want to protect. Um,
It's a powerful chart. Well, and I'm feeling like a close. I've been dealing with the cancer themes for a while because we had when Venus was in Cancer. I don't have told you this story. I don't know if I told you this story. I'll
tell me
tell you real quick.
story time. Tell me a
It's or oh
story.
no, what it was is I said it in the group chat, but I had my Venus square Saturn moment when Venus was back in Cancer, and they started with my, I guess you can call it a home renovation. That's how I'm trying to view it because it's taking so long. But my whole bathroom, there was a leak and it went into my entire floor and everything. This all
Oh
just started
yeah.
from a plumber visit, yeah. And now they've cut out my entire floor, but it's been taking forever because of the insurance. So I haven't had a bath. That's why my hair got so long and my facial hair and all that. But I finally was like, no, I'm just gonna go do this in the small bathroom, even though I'm tall and lanky. I won't have any room to really cut my hair or anything, but I did it. I
Yeah.
got it done. And then but now I'm sitting here wondering, like, maybe probably not until the Mercury retrograde is finished, possibly not until it's out of shadow when they're really going to get the ball rolling on this. And there was other stuff in the home that they found out too. But what I'm liking about this is that at least we get to see some of, like, my thing was, at least I'm going to have by the full moon an idea of how much longer it's going to take, which I'm assuming, if we're just going off the astrology, won't be until the end of the Mercury retrograde. And not that I want it to be that way, because it's already been almost a month and a half. But
Yeah,
you know,
dude. Oh man, talk about a surprising renovation and revelation. Thanks, Uranus.
really, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe you could look at the chart for the purchase of your home.
Oh yeah. I've got I know the exact time and everything for that. So I didn't even really look that up yet. Look at that chart, but at least I can pull it. Now you made me think of that now. So
It
I'll
could be
do it while it's still
curious. It could be very
really.
curious.
Yeah, well, and it's gonna
Absolutely.
be like right around that conjunction that we had. The Neptune
Saturn,
Saturn conjunction.
Saturn, Neptune at 0. Yeah, that was February 20th.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple days before that
It was, wasn't
when we did
it?
the paper, we signed the paperwork on that. So that'll be an interesting chart.
Oh my heavens to Betsy. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, that
I
was a
know.
loaded chart.
And we didn't even know we were moving into an actual home back when I was learning. I was still kind of in the process of learning astrology at that point. But like, well, I sell myself short because I was still doing astrology with you and everything like that. And you're always learning astrology, but
Yeah.
I really didn't know until maybe January, February, somewhere in late January, early February, that we were moving into a home, got approved for it, everything like that. And but it's like we knew so much earlier that there was going to be this massive change that came through from that conjunction.
Right. You just didn't know what the change was going to be.
Hmm. And
That's
so really interesting.
that's wild.
And of course, I moved in here with my mom too, and this happened in my eighth house, shared resources, all that. So,
Oh, totally. Death rebirth processes too.
hmm,
And in inheritance,
yeah,
you know?
no, because that's
That's
the way I look at this house. I'm like, I'm gonna own this house whenever my mom is gone. Like, I won't sell it off or anything like that. I'm like, this is the spot. I love it here, and the neighborhood is great. It's just so
it
quiet.
really.
Yeah, oh yeah. People,
Oh,
kids riding their bikes. It's like I teleported back to the 90s where I grew up and everything, and everyone's just nice to talk to, which is atypical here in Vegas. Everyone's very short with you because we have so many homeless here. You're
oh,
used to, if you get stopped, like someone wants something from you or they're soliciting or something like that, but actually stop and talk to neighbors. They say hi to them when they're outside and talk with them, so it's really cool.
that's good. Yeah, that's how it is in Delavan too, where I grew up and where I'm from. Well, you
Yeah.
can hear it in my daily videos. By the way, everybody should like, share, subscribe. Oh, yeah. And you all should really like, share, and subscribe because check this out. Raffi, let me put something up here really quick
Yeah.
before I forget. Sorry, I'm so like ADD, but
Oh yeah, and we can take my chart down for a little bit, so don't worry about it.
um actually no, let me just say this. I don't need to like put the thing up. Go check
Okay.
my socials. I think I made a post on it somewhere, maybe Instagram or something, but um Janine PMSO, our buddy, she let me know that she was unsubscribed from my channel.
Oh yeah, I saw that text thread. I wasn't sure who that was. So that was Janine. Okay.
Yeah, and so please like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you're still liked and shared and subscribed to my channel because I'm unofficially, officially a member of the Shadow Band clan. So
Dang.
I
What
started
the heck?
blasting like shorts today to sort of like try to
Offset.
try to tickle, because I mean, I don't care. I usually just think it's bots. I'm like, oh, bots come, bots go. Like, I don't really care,
Right.
whatever. But if they're unsubscribing like our friends and our family who actually want to like come here and say hi and like show up at the live and say what's up and everything like that. So Randy,
Interesting.
Josie, Sharon's.
Well, and I
Uh,
notice when I'll go to your channel versus just on my feed, I always get your videos because I have notifications on, but for your shorts, like I won't realize how many shorts that you put up until I go to your channel. I'm like, how did I never get served these? Because I like all of your stuff, you know? And it's like
well,
so
thank
there's
you.
the other stuff I like at one time or something like that. And then it's constantly serving it to me. And I'm like, okay, I'm
Oh,
good on that, you know?
I still
So
have this
definitely
banner
feel you.
on. I gotta hide that. That's Sharon, it happens to her too.
Oh wow. Oh, I love Sharon's
That's
hair. I can see it in the thing there.
she is a stylist.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and she does what she does. She is so good at it and she's so beautiful. She has a great channel. Um, I will share on Discord with Zenzabil's channel. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it.
Oh, cool.
I'm invited. I'm in that Discord group, I think, but I just like don't even use Discord really. Like I went on there a couple times to say hi, but I don't even I, I'm such a Taurus moon. I'm so stuck in my ways. I'm like, I don't even have the capacity to learn how to use
Right.
Discord. I'm like, I go on there like twice. Once I said hi, the second time I think I said hola. And then that was
I
like the
use it a
end of
lot
my
for
Discord
gaming.
experience.
I like it for gaming and stuff. I keep up with some people from World of Warcraft on there, but I need to actually use
Totally.
it for my work. That's the thing, because I could use it in major ways, but I need to actually do it. Maybe
If
that's the
I
Taurus in me.
if I were a gamer, I would totally be on there. Definitely. Oh, they flatline Dead Wolf shorts all the time too.
Oh
What the
yeah, I feel
heck?
that. Well, it's weird too. Like, and I wonder with me, like if it's what
Never
I'm
behave.
posting about, because I'll have really weird random shorts that get like 300, 400, 500 views. And then my other ones will just be like, 20 to 30 or something like it just doesn't seem consistent. Even when
Mm-hmm.
I plugged in, because I was telling you about this a little bit, but I use like a platform called Buffer to make my posts for me. And
Yeah.
then with that, I plugged it into my AI, and even my AI noticed some weird inconsistencies because it's like, well, you should be getting more subscribers. So, but and then it pretty much chalked it up to the way that I have my content laid out. So that's a couple adjustments I'm going to make and just see how it works out. But it's like it's weird. You can definitely see, and I know where I've moved around before my channel on YouTube for years and years in very controversial spaces. So I maybe already got tagged with some type of shadow ban, like you're finding out you have now too, which you already suspected. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I I don't know. I don't know what it's about, you know? I don't know what it's about. It's happening to everybody though, but most of the people that I like and love, like I guess they're oopsies. I didn't mean to click that. I guess they are also going through it with the shadow banning. So I'm
Instagram and
not exactly
Facebook have the
sure.
best growth right now, though. I've
It's what?
noticed. Instagram and Facebook have the best growth I've noticed right now. Cause there my impressions for the month was like it was like around 7,000, 8,000 somewhere in there. I might be getting it confused with X, but they were about the same.
This
So
is
Instagram I've noticed like is really and they're much more clear with their terms of or what would it be like the rules.
this is very Capricornian conversation.
Yeah, oh my gosh, right.
Like, how do we get ahead? What are the boundaries? What are the rules? Like, how
Yeah,
do
oh yeah.
how do I climb?
Definitely Capricorn. Well, and it's so funny to have this in the backdrop of the because when I was going over the perfection years video, this is like the my perfected Lord is Mercury right now because Gemini is my 10th house. So there's a huge 10th house theme going on, Saturnian theme. And then I wasn't even thinking about the Capricorn moon that's in the backdrop of all of this too, like in a few days, of course. And so like, it's very much because that's what this Mercury retrograde is about for me. How do I refine, even though it's not happening in my 10th house, it's my perfected 10th house Lord, like that's really what I'm dealing with right now is okay, like these are some alterations I can make. And I've got a whole script for new shorts that I'm putting out that are going to be on the retrograde too. And so I like put in all the info that I feel for the retrograde. I had it make it like organize it in the proper way for me to really pull in viewers and pull in subscriptions, because that's kind of the alteration I want to make, but very Capricornian, even just with the retrograde.
Yeah, dude. I'm working with a Venus ruling my
Oh, cool.
11th house. I'm having an 11th
Oh,
house year.
sweet. Oh my goodness. Venus in there too. That's awesome.
Mm. Hmm.
And your Venus, is it like it's well placed?
No.
Oh no. So there's gonna be a little bit of friction.
She rules the my 11th house.
Yeah, yeah. But like so, but in your natal chart, it's not like it's like afflicted then in some type of way.
Well, she's retrograde. She's 12th house.
Oh yeah, that's right. 12th house. Okay. That's
Yeah,
right.
she's Gemini. I mean, it's not amazing. I mean,
So definitely well, and then where do you feel like you've been feeling the Venusian friction? Because it's still a benefic, so you do get to have good stuff and all that this year. It's just more of a friction than having it kind of fall into your lap.
I've been noticing transiting Venus while she was squaring Saturn a couple weeks ago, week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. I noticed that now that she's been trining Saturn, I'm just talking like transiting astrology, not my personal chart. I've been noticing that uh I've been noticing that too. I was having friction with masculine mentors, elders. I felt blockages between myself and them. And
Oh yeah.
now I feel those blockages releasing and I feel a softening in those relationships where it's like myself and like an elder male figure, be it like a mentor or someone that's like helping me along in life, someone who's helping me climb in life, right?
Yeah, that
There's a
makes a
few
lot of
people
sense.
like that in my life.
With that being your 11th house and all that, and that being your lord, makes so much sense, especially where you're talking about with the square, which I think the square was, this is how fast time is flying. I think the square was like a month ago, a month and a week ago. And I only remember because that's when my freaking home renovation thing started.
Holy moly, time is flying. Wow. Yeah.
But I love that it is coming into the trine here. Was it the trine will be, oh yeah, just in a few degrees, huh? Or no, it's
Can I
trining now, and rather it won't be anymore when we hit this full moon. Okay.
I put this chart here because it's bigger and I can see it better because I'm
Yeah,
old.
yeah, no worries. Like, and it was just so I could pick apart those little things I saw, but now I can use your chart for the rest of it. So no worries.
Okay, like you can't point, but you can point out.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, of course. And you can
Oh,
always does it show your mouse on it when you, or that's just a picture, right?
yeah, it's just a picture.
Okay, cool. But hey,
I
we, like
mean,
you said, you can point out.
I'm mousing on it, but I don't think you can see that.
Well, and you know what just is popping out to me now is Jupiter at the anaretic degree of Cancer, and
Mm-hmm.
in an America Jupiter return. That's just kind of like it even amplifies like what's going on with the homeland, and
Mm-hmm.
what are you going to see around what's going on with the homeland, and how that's going to put the cracks in the foundation, crack in the structure of how things have been, with all that South Node play that's been going on too, or that's going on rather in this. That's
Yeah.
going to be interesting as the South Node is getting ready, maybe like 2 weeks from then. So still under the full moon energy, it's going to be moving into Leo finally.
Yeah. Um,
Even if it's a little longer, it's like full moon to full moon, you'd still have that background energy. Because I'm kind of just
yeah.
guessing a little bit with that, but I know it's a couple weeks from here.
Um, July 26th, South Node will enter Leo.
Okay.
Um,
So it'll be like right as we hit that the next it would literally be right as we hit the next full moon, like right before. or the day of or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm also really interested in pretty much like right exactly as this, well, not exactly, but pretty much close to the time that this full moon is happening. Mars is going to ingress Gemini, and like you had already mentioned this, but it's going to ingress Gemini and then be on its way to meet up with Uranus right around the 3rd, 4th of July. And yeah, if we want to learn more about that, please check Raffi's channel because he really did an extensive overview on that conjunction activity. What was the name of that video? Can you tell us again?
I think it's just called the 4th of July conjunction, but I do have my channel up right here. I can double check.
Okay.
Yeah, the 4th of July conjunction. And then on the thumbnail, it's something because I have my Trinity of Convergence series, and you've got that mini grand trine between the outer planets there. So I'm calling this the Trinity trigger. I think that's what's going to really trigger that mini grand trine that we've seen for so long now. It's going to actually make it pop off and activate it in a major way.
And the mini grand trine that he's referencing, you guys, right now is everything is pointing at Neptune, like we were saying earlier, right? So we have Pluto at 4 degrees, Neptune at 4 degrees, and we have Uranus at 3 degrees 39. And Mars is coming towards Uranus currently. They're going to meet on the 28th of July, 2026 at and Mars is an active planet. It's about action, aggression, war strategy, cutting, swords, armaments. Mars has to do with it could be a war activation or an activation on the war front. Especially we're going to have Mercury, yeah, with the Mercury retrograde happening too. Mercury starts to retrograde on the 9th of July, is it? I think Mercury
Um,
starts to retrograde on the 9th of July.
oh, I think, I was just looking today and I think it's literally it's tomorrow or the next day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was surprised because I thought it was later too, but I was just going by day and I knew by Monday I thought it was already
Oh,
retrograde when I
June
was looking.
29th. Yeah. Holy crap. Okay, so that's another thing that's added on to this. So Mars entering Gemini, Mars ruler is Mercury in that case, because Mars is going to be in Mercury's house, and Mercury is going retrograde the same day of this full moon. Therefore, the rules of Mercury are a little bit unstable or more unstable than usual because obviously Uranus is in Gemini as well. And with them being in Mercury's house and Mercury is acting backwards, Mercury is acting funky, Mercury is returning. Actually, Mercury is returning to Casa land too. Mercury's trying to go back home. Mercury forgot something. Mercury's trying to
Right.
get back there. But also Mercury is drunk. Mercury is in its feels, right?
Hmm.
Mercury is not doing so hot, retrograding through the Cancerian zodiac. So Mercury is going over our home territory too, retrograding over our home territory as the United States of America, right? Because Cancerian
Yeah.
zodiac
And then there's the
rules.
conjunction. And I love that you bring that up because of the conjunction it has with Jupiter as it goes retrograde here, too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so even all that Jupiter stuff I was bringing up, it's like Mercury has some type of play into it. There's the instability. And then even on a personal level, with how I've been talking about all these planets that have been crossing Uranus and create, Venus, the sun, Mercury, and all that, and creating this nervous system rewiring as Mars gets here and whatever we see happen on the world stage it starts to make more sense to us now why we had this nervous system rewiring that was going on and what it was preparing us for. And then even this rewiring of the belief systems or new capacity for new beliefs to come in from that last full moon.
Yeah, I think also that Mercury ruling over like transportation, and this all happening sort of with the sun in the Cancerian zodiac and all this focus on the United States currently, we could maybe keep our eye on train systems, what's going on there, especially like commuter systems. Like our eyes have been on the sky a lot with Uranus and in Gemini. There's been like those closures, smaller airline closures and delays and hiccups in transportation and air travel, Pluto and Aquarius retrograde, and
Yeah,
with the
that
Uranus
makes a
and
lot of
Gemini.
sense. I wasn't even
Yeah,
that kind of because you got Uranus in the mix, you got Jupiter in there too. It really brings in the mass transit, like the stuff at home of mass transit, all that. Yeah.
yeah. I think we should keep our eyes on trains in the United States of America. Maybe, maybe local transit in general. Maybe buses, trains, but I would keep my eye on like things that people use locally on the day to day. With that Mercury
Yeah, and
retrograding.
perhaps even with with miscommunications too and all that, like I could see there being a violent incident. Just not even that the train, which this is very much in play too, and I think you're referring to, but like them crashing or having an issue or there being closures, but also just people going crazy on trains, on mass transit. And we've already kind of seen some of that, but it's mostly been on airplanes. And I love that you bring up trains though, because I could like see someone like losing their mind on a train and like hurting someone else. Not that we want that to happen, cross our fingers, but
Well, Ricky is saying that yes, a train derailed right by her house yesterday.
oh wow.
Derailed. So,
Dang.
and Harriet says subways. Yeah, exactly. Because especially with Pluto involved, Pluto being
Mm,
the depths, and Pluto in Aquarius, like humanity, kind of using the depths or going down in the depths. I mean, we've been hearing a lot about these uh sewer things going on with they're finding these people in the sewers and whatnot.
yeah. Oh my
Um,
goodness.
that could be
That's crazy. What was it? 7 guys that popped out of the sewer? One almost got hit by a
yeah.
car, and then they all changed their clothes and just went on their way. It was so
Well,
strange.
and then there were like 71 Catholic school girls or something and some other sewer coming out.
What? I didn't hear about this one. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh, Randy had flash flooding in his hometown. Yeah, that's another Mercury retrograde in Cancer. The North Node in those beginning degrees of Pisces, just getting ready to scooch his way into Aquarius. Like
Mm,
we were saying before, when the planetary elements or the planetary bodies are at the very beginning of a zodiac or the very ending of a zodiac, those are really potent degrees, anywhere between 29 and like 1 degree over that threshold.
mm.
So, Randy, I'm glad that you're safe and with us today. And I'm glad that all of you are safe and with us today. And I'm very sorry to hear about the train derailing. And I hope that the people are okay. Oh, true story. Watched every cart one by one drug onto the track and towed. Oh, yeah. So the
Wow.
train derailed, but I hope it was like freight train or something like that. And not people, but I hope people are okay if that's the thing. And blessings to you too, Randy.
Well,
Yeah.
and then I just noticed too, the square between the North Node and Mars that comes in too. And and then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, North Node's exactly at 1 degree too, so very potent right there. Where obviously when it gets into the minutes of the 1 degree pass, that'll start to lose its potency, but it's still at that major potency that you were talking about with those degrees. But with
Mm-hmm.
that square in there too, it's like what is coming through right now? And it's so hard to picture. And I put out a lot of different predictions. I was like, this could be like a network outage. They cut the internet cables over in the Strait of Hormuz, or we lose network connection, we lose power. It could be something like that. But then it could also just be like a mass terror event with mass transit too. I love that you bring that in because I didn't even think about the mass transit in my overview of it. But there's that
Well,
part of it.
these can also be like positive energies insofar as like the disruption or the negative aspect. Usually like sometimes something that I want to bring up about astrology in general is that like especially in terms of the descriptions of fixed stars and malevolent planetary bodies, like malevolent to whom? You know what I mean? Because astrology was originally sort of cut and tailored part and parcel for kings and queens in society, right? So if
Mhm.
things are considered malevolent, historically speaking, those who are using astrology consider them to be malevolent to them. Does it necessarily mean that it's going to be malevolent to us? You know, perhaps
Right.
like the subway system could be the site of one of those, you know, flash mob type events where, you know, people are like those teen takeover things or whatever, where people are coming together and having like a mass prom event or something like that. Like everybody just gets dressed up for prom and brings their plastic
Yeah.
flamingos and they're like, fuck this or whatever. Like change can be fun and revolution energy can be fun too. And it can be surprisingly humorous, especially having a sense of humor in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is the trickster, Gemini is the jokester, Gemini is the twin, the evil twin and the good twin. So we get to pick which twin we're going with here. And when it comes to that kind
Mhm.
of voting, we all have a vote in that. I mean,
And then you bring Jupiter into it too. That would be the other sign you consider to, of course, the opposite sign, Sagittarius. That's jovial and all that. So that Jupiter's in the mix too. It's like, yeah, I love that with the sense of humor.
mhm. I mean, it could be. It could be. I definitely, well, and like the part of fortune in this chart that I pulled for what 6:58. I think the official time of the moon is 6:56 to be exact, but I was just trying to get the degrees to look cute on this
Right.
chart. But the part of fortune of this chart is in Gemini too. So we can definitely lean in on those Gemini traits on the descendant and Sagittarius ascendant of this chart, like you're saying. So like keeping our hopes up,
Mhm.
keeping our truth at the forefront, keeping our hopeful nature towards clean, ultimate spiritual truth to get shot towards could be helpful during this full moon in Capricorn. Um,
Oh, and
where
before we forget, I had this, I'm gonna share this here. It's image file, or maybe I can do it as a window since I already have it open. Let me
Mhm.
stop and then reshare.
Okay.
It would be right here, I think. Is this the one? It's not even telling me what's on this. I think it's this. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I'll just find the image file really quick. I have this watch window. Oh, it's right here. Okay, perfect. I have this watch window right here, which we're just getting into now. And this was kind of the window that we have for whatever this Mars Uranus conjunction is going to be. And just really where you got the really what this sine wave is the energy potency, which obviously we'll see peak the 3rd and 4th of July here. But we'll be in this one, once we're already like going to be in it when we hit this full moon here. And so with what kind of the stuff that we're talking about, these are of course some of the things that we can see come through, but we've got a pretty wide window for when it comes to the Mars Uranus conjunction activating it being the whole Trinity trigger and all that. And then there was something else I was going to say, but I'm forgetting. But what do you think about this kind of the watch window itself and just this new energy for the second half of the year that we're moving into?
Well, you know me, I'm hopeful.
Yeah. Oh, and something I do remember when you were talking about malefics for the elites versus, is it malefic to us too? Maybe that's part of the reason. If you remember, I really was always, when I would look at squares, I would always look at the good stuff with squares. When I look at trines, I'd always look at the bad stuff with them. And I've kind of hit this halfway point now and gotten away from doing that totally, but I still just by default do that. And maybe that's where that comes from because it was more on an intuitive level that I did that. But
It's it's just something to consider. I don't hear people talking about it a lot. Like people talk about astrology as if it is like a one size fits all policy. And if you think about the roots of astrology and who has been using astrology for thousands and thousands of years, it hasn't necessarily been average everyday people like you and me, apart from maybe farmers to know when the hens were going to lay. Like a lot of farmers are really in tune with the solstice, the equinox, the moon cycles and stuff because it really um reflects in your plants and in your livestock. But
what's that makes me think of is I just was at a birthday party for my friend Liz that lives out here. And Liz Wolfenstein, she comes through my chat sometimes, not Elizabeth Sedona Angel, but Liz Wolfenstein. And so she, um, first of all, total Gemini party that she had. She's a late degree Gemini and just gathered some of the coolest, most spiritual people. Amazing party. But then we went back to her house afterwards. Her best friend Victoria and myself and Victoria's husband, and we just got to talking deep spiritual talk. And I found out, this is making me think of what you said with the farmers, that gamblers, a lot of them, most of them, won't gamble during a Jupiter retrograde, which obviously is a long time. So they have these like on off periods.
I wonder if they follow WD Gann.
Oh yeah, I wonder. I didn't even think about that when we were
Because,
talking about it. But I was because
yeah,
he was it was Victoria's husband was telling me this, and he was saying like, oh yeah, it's like 5, 6 months out of the year or something like that. I can't remember the date is what he was saying. And he was like that the gamblers don't gamble. I'm like, oh, it's Jupiter retrograde. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. So
that's
that is like so
interesting.
funny. I actually had another this is a fun little segue here. I'm gonna find this file here though, but if you want to share your thoughts while I'm doing that.
Well, we know that WD Gann is like the gateway astrology, the astrological gateway drug for financiers, right? WD
Mhm.
Gann.
Oh yeah. And I
We
ended up
talked
finding out
about WD Gann on our
it was a while back. Yeah. It was
yeah, it was
towards the
either
beginning of
this
the year, right?
Scorpio new moon or it was the maybe Sagittarius new moon. I think it was the Sagittarius new moon because it might have been around Christmas.
Yeah, yep. Because I was gonna say it was like either end of the year or beginning of the year. It was somewhere in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's
So I've got
actually interesting that they were just saying that in passing conversation.
I know, right? I thought it was really cool. And we were doing readings and all sorts of stuff. I met this really cool astrologer girl, Gen Zer named Lacey. And so that was really fun for me to talk with her. It was funny because I was surmising her generation and I didn't even ask if she was Gen Z. I was just like, oh, so you're like Pluto Sag. And it was fun to chop it up with her in that way. But I've got this
Speaking of,
other oh yeah, go ahead and
oh,
show us first.
I was gonna say, speaking of Jupiter, I just wanted to mention Mercury is like so close to Jupiter, but will not conjunct Jupiter before going retrograde, right? So I think that that's kind of significant too. Uh,
Hmm.
Um, Jupiter is going to be moving along and getting more bold and more dramatic and more close to Venus. Okay, so um, when is the Jupiter Venus conjunction, by the way?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head. I haven't had time to
Um,
really look at these transits coming up.
hold on.
And let me
It's gonna
check with
be, oh, well, it peaked on June 9th. Okay. Okay. So it's not coming again until. November 10th, 2028. Okay, so it's not coming in. Okay. So the peak was my birthday. Thank you very much. And
Nice.
yeah, and Mercury, I don't think is going to meet up with Jupiter.
No, yeah, you know, I didn't even notice when I was looking because it does get a little bit closer in the next like 2 days here, but it technically doesn't fully, if you're going to use a 3 degree orb, it technically doesn't fully conjunct. It's like just outside by a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they're kind of close, but they're still a few degrees apart.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and and then this is what makes me wonder too. I shared a an image file with you here, but
Oh,
about whatever alien stuff is going
oh,
to
right
come through
here.
during this time. Yeah, because look at the chart between the 4th of July here and then the Roswell chart. You've got both the Mars Uranus in Gemini there. You've got Mercury retrograde in Cancer in both charts. Two, of course, Sun in Cancer. They're both on the 4th of July. Like, what echo is about to come through? And then even with Pluto, not in opposition, but it's on the other side of the axis during the Roswell event.
Ah, so there could be a switcheroo.
So I'm like, what is like what's revisiting us from that time? You know, whether and I'm very much of the mindset of they brushed a lot under the rug. They've repurposed a lot of the Roswell stuff.
What
You know, there's all the different theories, but are we going to see them present some of the stuff that they've been working on all these 80 years?
or what if there's an event at Roswell? What if it's like, oh, the aliens are celebrating the 250 as well? Like,
That would go with the jovial humor energy you're talking about too, the more lighthearted energy.
how many years? July 4th, 1947.
It's like 79 years. Oh, I guess it says it right in the middle. I didn't even see that.
Oh, same. So
Oh
79
man.
years. 7 9. 7 9. Huh.
Hmm.
7 and 9, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 is the number of heaven. 7 11. 7. Something about
Hmm.
7.
That even brings the Uranian thing back in there, the heavens with Uranus.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to
It's
think of what could
interesting.
Roswell. Well, Ros was. Maybe it's something backwards. Roswell.
And it looks like there's a
Roswell.
trine with the nodes from Roswell versus uh the the July the 250th anniversary, July 4th coming up here. There's even a trine of the north nodes. So I
Yeah,
and by extension the south nodes too. So that's interesting. I didn't notice that before until now.
you're right.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Isn't this cool though that AI can make charts? Like this is and now my charts even look nicer that I have AI make for me, but it can finally make charts and it does it well.
Yeah, those are really good looking. They're just as cute as any I've seen on Astro Gold.
Right. And now I'm kind of it's got me thinking of doing this longer term. It would take me a couple years, but of trying to make an astrology app for myself because I could use the coding of Claude Code. I could, I really could monkey with it. It would take me a while and it'd be an investment, but and I'd
The
have to
Leo
put in money.
King has just come out with he already has like certain parts trained. I don't even know the language to describe this, but he already has like trained stuff to where like if you wanted to build an astrology app, you could use like what he's already trained some things to do and then add on to it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I know I
Hmm.
saw that he posted something on X, or I think it was on X, it was somewhere of his codex, which is the coding thing for ChatGPT. So I was like, oh, I wonder what he's using that for. So now that makes sense what he's been using it for.
Hmm. And I think that Cam White has his star tech, but I don't know if he's selling his means of getting there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like Star Tech. I just have to sit there for a little while and really dig in on it because I
Mhm.
know it's super configurable. I just haven't been able to figure out how to configure it. Like I can't find the option on there. And then I get frustrated after like 3 minutes and I'm like, I'll do this later. But it looks like a really good app. I like that it shows your perfected planet on there for your chart. It highlights it.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot. And I like the colors. I like the colors. I like that you can
Oh
pick all
yeah.
these different colors.
He's got all the different themes on there. It's so cool.
Yeah, I like that. I
And
like
then
color.
I think you can add a lot more asteroids, stars, planets like that too. I did see the
Mhm.
options for that when I was looking at stuff. I think the only thing I was really having a hard time finding was changing the orbs, I think is what it was. There was changing the orbs and then like which aspects I want to show because there were like so many aspects on there. You know me, I like it very simple.
Yeah, I definitely didn't put everything on here that I kept it cleaner than usual here.
Thank you.
But I still added a couple little spices. You know, I get it cooked with a little bit of spice.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because I noticed you don't have the stars on there or anything right now, but I am
no,
starting
just
to
pretty much
just
just
algal.
algol
Yeah.
and Black Moon Lilith. But
I'm
obviously we
starting to
do
have fun with the
understand.
stars. I do like the stars a lot.
Well, and the exoplanet Sedna is going to be over there getting activated by Mars too. She sits at about 2, 3
Oh,
degrees
yeah.
right now. She's like at 2 degrees of Gemini. So she's in between Mars and Uranus currently. Sedna brings feelings of being cut off, being let down, drowning, being pulled under by not your own means, but actually getting pushed by your own father. So
Mm.
that can bring some bad vibes of letdown being activated or reactivated. So that could bring up people's needs to sort of like lash out against that or to literally thrash in the water and say like no, like I'm going to resurrect and be reborn. I'm not going to have this energy be affecting me, you know? Sometimes Mars can light the fire under somebody's tush to actually get going when they've been a little bit too sedentary. Like these past
Yeah.
few years, and ever since COVID too, like that sedentary sort of parasite that has bitten a lot of people online and then by proxy into their offline lives. But yeah, sitting on our tushes in front of the computer, um, I think there's going to be like some backlash energy from that too. I think it's
I
going to
totally
be,
agree.
yeah, an excitation of youth. And as a result, like we could find that there's some really athletic breakthrough energy.
Oh yeah, hey, I could use that because I'm definitely looking for gains at the gym and everything. I've been having
Mm-hmm.
to eat so much more because I'm like, no, you need to finally get this muscle that you've been trying to get, Raffi. Like, I'm already a muscular
Yeah.
guy, but I'm just like trying to get a little bigger. And so it's been working out though. So I hope it activates fully here too, because there's been a little bit of resistance. But I've been feeling that you brought up COVID too, and kind of just this maybe like reminiscent energy of it. That's kind of what my takeaway was because that's what I've been experiencing because I've been feeling in the middle of the night like ways that I felt during COVID, which
Yeah. And
are kind
Robert
of these
just,
darker feelings of just like I'm all alone. There's like no one around supporting me, or none of that's true or anything. But it's just this like feeling I've been getting around it, and I kept thinking that when the Mars Uranus conjunction comes, that'll go away, and that's literally what you just articulated too. So I love that.
well, yeah, and that's your 12th house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe it'll maybe it'll bring some like active reality to 12th house matters, where you can channel that energy effectively, you know, and strategize how to deal with like your fears or your subconscious fears that maybe you're not even aware of. Like, yeah, that could activate it, bring it up, and then you could cut it out, you know,
Yeah, that
for
makes sense
sure.
because the first third of Leo is still my 11th house, but
Mm-hmm.
Venus has now just recently, right when that emotion started, moved into my 12th house. So I'm like, oh, okay, now that makes sense. You know,
Mm.
like I said, I haven't been looking at stuff lately because I'm restructuring in the background. I've got this house stuff going on, people coming in and out, and I usually have more time to keep up with the astrology, but I simply haven't. Thank God I knew this chart already from something prior I did.
Yeah.
But it's
I
like we typically like to do. We try not to prepare too much with the chart anyway, and like just let stuff come through. So that's
Yeah,
already our
I
vibe.
always have the best intentions of like looking at a chart before I read it, and I never do because it's kind of like looking at the cards before I read them. Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes it works if I'm talking from a historical but I don't do mundane astrology really. I just say what I see and like or what I more so what I feel, you know. Um and and too with those disruptions and changes, you know, Chiron being amplified right now with Jupiter and Chiron being aggravating towards Pluto. So the actual human beings, the actual people in the streets right now are being aggravated towards a healing process to their own access to resources, to the earth itself. Um, I think Aquarian is the humanitarian who is trying to heal Chiron in Taurus. Like Taurus to me is the earth itself. Of course, on an individual level, it's and obviously Chiron's going to back into Aries, I think in August. So this is just a dip. This is like similar to when we had Uranus dip into Gemini like last year until what was it, June? And then between June and November, I think it dipped back out and then it dipped into Gemini for good, I think from November forward, but I can't
Yeah, I know it
exactly.
was the only reason I remember Uranus Gemini the date last year is because it was 7/7. So it was
Oh, was
July
it?
7th. Yeah.
So that's when it entered Gemini for good.
That's when it just first entered Gemini last year.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And then it dipped back out and then it dipped back in. So that's like what Chiron's doing now. It's dipping out and then it'll dip back in. Yeah, I think it dips back out of Taurus and into Aries, back into Aries, what we're used to. That'll be between August and I think spring of next year is when it'll finally be in Taurus, like for good.
Yeah, and then it just makes me think of healing archetypes too. Like that would be associated with Taurus, especially with that square to Aquarius. Like where have I been uh avoiding my self-value, self-worth, or like creating self-value, self-worth out of helping other people, out of being the humanitarian, out of being the savior in people's lives around me, out of being like that person for people. And where can I actually start to lean into my own beauty, my own value, my own self-worth, you know, and not really look outside of myself for it. I think that'll be kind of a little preview that comes in. And then it also just tells me with Pluto being there, like a shadow work, what kind of shadow work can I do that might even like lean in towards the humanitarian work? What steps do I have to take until next year? You know, when you actually really see it. I think towards the end of next year is when you might see that going to. Oh no, no, it wouldn't. Never mind. My math is totally wrong. I was going to say going into trine, but even as it moves through there too, with what we've seen move through so far, not coming back around until next year, there's like a new activation. So there's like a phantom of this. As you said, the dip that comes in, there's a phantom of this healing work and what becomes available to us with this new cycle of it before we really put a bow on all the stuff from the last how many years? 7 years, 8 years of Chiron and Aries.
Yeah. the last 8 years. And I, as you were speaking, like the feel of like toxic empathy of like the vibes of the crowd, like maybe there'll be aspects of that where there's like a backlash, you know,
That
between,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, like, and especially with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, we have like this deep, violent, misplaced power. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And on top of that, North Node's gonna be moving out of Pisces finally, and,
Hmm.
it's the last planet to finally leave Pisces after we've had Neptune in there for so long, which really brought up that hole where we could see where empathy went too far, where it was, like, all about, "Okay, like, I'm just gonna go and disappear and be in my feelings and have people who totally support me in this Piscean delusion of, like, yeah, no, you do you great." It's, like, now more about, like, what are you actually doing in the world? What action are you taking and stuff, and as that final bit of that energy, because I see it lingering around. People are hanging on to that south node with for dear life. They're white knuckling it, like not really necessarily people that we know or on some deep level, but like a lot of normies, a lot of people still stuck in certain ideologies and all that. They're just holding on for dear life with that. Like, no, it needs to always be about my feelings. That even gets into the story I have about going to the gay club that I was telling during with you and Merlin during the Satch full moon is like this isn't even necessarily the gay club story, but it's one of the couples that I went with. They ended up there was this whole thing of this person who is always getting enabled by like this is how I feel and everyone needs to like alter themselves around how I feel and cater to it and like that energy is going away. And so it was a bad thing that actually happened while we were there because of this. And it was funny because I gave a reading beforehand and predicted that it was going to happen, but we won't even go there. But but no, like we're really seeing that energy just clear
You
out.
can lead a horse to water during Sagittarius season, but you sure can't make them drink.
Oh man, no, that was the reading. I was like, if you can be out of your comfort zone tonight, you will have a good time because it was literally just squares that the moon was making that night. I was like, and I didn't even have their chart. They just told me a couple placements they had, but and then they couldn't get out of the comfort zone and got all emotional. And it was like, hey, like you said, you can lead a horse to water.
A Sagittarian horse to water, a Sagittarian centaur to water, but dude, as you were talking too, I was thinking about, the healing that occurs with Chiron and Aries. We had a lot of vanity that needed to be um there was a lot of vanity aspects of Chiron and Aries that were linked to the individual. The individual feeling creeped out by their own looks, the individual being creeped out by um I consider Chiron to kind of be a creep. Chiron is what gives us the ick. Chiron is what gives us the sick. Chiron is what we feel is gross, about ourselves, or what makes us uncomfortable, what makes us feel wounded. These are the wounds that we carry like on the inside that affect how we act on the outside. And
I
so
like
with
that.
what?
I like that.
Right? Don't you think? And
No,
I
that
just
makes a lot
feel,
of sense. Yeah.
yeah, with Chiron and Aries, it's just definitely like the wounded individual, right? The I'm me, my baby, my inner child is wounded, and therefore, I'm gonna need to fix this, this, and this, and this. And sometimes that goes too far. Sometimes that gets into nitpicky territory. And with that square with Pluto ongoing, um, especially as Chiron gets further into Taurus, I think there's going to be obviously nitpicking at the finances, nitpicking at the yard. I think there's going to be like probably Pluto in Aquarius. Aquarius is like forward motion, technologies, depth of transformation through looking towards the future. And squaring off with Chiron and Taurus, there could be like some innovations in food production and weird sort of nitpicky, icky things going on with our land, with our food, with our value, with our self-worth, like you were saying, but in more of a sense of like not just like how I look, but of what I have. Maybe
Yeah,
what
I
I
like that
have
you.
is going to change.
Yeah, I like that you because I know you were talking about that previously too, and that was such a great thing. Like when you put both of our readings on it together, because I feel like that comes about through what my read on it was, which was having less availability of things, probably from the oil, which it's like they're saying for about 4 weeks now until the oil runs out, or not really runs out, but until it's just shoots up in price. They're
Yeah.
continuing to drain the strategic petroleum reserve on that. And then that I think is going to bring on these things where people need to all of a sudden revolutionize all those things that you're talking about in terms of the food production, what's in the food too, finding out what's in the food by the way that we start growing our own food, all these things. And obviously this is like I think it's still kind of in that 7 year window. I think this one goes down to 7 years and tell me if I'm wrong, if it's 8 years. I know as we kind of go along here, they're going to move fast. It's going to move faster through the signs, but we still have another long cycle of Chiron in here, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's close to 7, 8 years this next cycle.
yeah, and then also just to hop back to the stuff you were saying with Aries and Chiron Aries, because I was only following sun sign astrology back when Chiron first entered Aries. But I just thought of this as you were talking about it. But in terms of how I leveled up as an individual, because of the hard stuff I had to go through, I'm thinking of this one relationship in particular that I had for the last literally about 8 years that I had it. So I met him right when Chiron went into Aries. But this is a person who I would go, and I'll be honest, I was like friends with benefits with this person, but I would go back and forth with this guy, and he would like take so much, and not to put it outside of myself or not take accountability, but like the actions that he would take robbed me of so much personal power, and I
Hmm.
would keep doing the cycle again and again and again, and then I wasn't talking. He just like I told him off last year as I got into astrology, like took back a lot of my personal power and all that kind of stuff. Last year I just said how I truly felt and didn't like walk on eggshells around him. Didn't talk to me for a year, and then during the Sagittarius, and he is a Sagittarius, but during the Sagittarius Mercury retrograde is when he reached back out to me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm a Taurus. I really value long friendships and relationships. I can forgive pretty easily and all that stuff, but I don't forget. A Taurus never fucking forgets. Um, and so I like brought him, I accepted him back into my life, kind of kept him up more at a distance, didn't was not physical with him again or anything like that. And we went back and forth on trying to schedule something and hang out and all this. And so a few weeks back, maybe about a month back, I'm hanging out with my friend Cassie, and we had set this up for like weeks in advance and all this stuff. And so I get there, and it's about time for me to go pick him up too, because he wasn't going to be ready until a certain time. And then and mind you, leading up to this, he's telling me about his life, and nothing in the year that we talked has changed at all. And I've changed so much in the last year. So at first, that was already kind of like, oh, whoa, dude, are things in your life going to change? But okay, you're in a Jupiter return right now. There's shit you got to take care of at home because it's in Cancer. I can get that and understand that. But then he ends up canceling on me last second, and he's like, oh well, actually the stuff came up with the family. He's got like all these Capricorn, he's got a Capricorn stellium in the 6th house, all opposing his Jupiter Cancer, this person. So he's like literally a slave to his family. That's like the placement, really. And so I was like, oh, like, are these things going to change for him, like, like because that's kind of why I feel like I'm in his life. But nothing had changed with that. He's like, oh, the family just told me last second we got to go do this, so I can't make it and all this. And it wasn't even a big deal to me per se, but it's like, dude, there's just absolutely no growth happening. And like, you're canceling on me again. We planned this way in advance and all that. So I totally told him off. Same thing happened. I haven't heard from him since. And I'm just like so happy to be done with that, because there was a time where he would cancel on me, and that would totally mess up my sense of self, and I wouldn't
That
think
would
I was
wound
good
your sense
enough.
of self.
It would just totally wound me and all this. And
And what is Aries opposite of?
Libra, exactly, yep. And so it was like totally playing on that axis. And honestly, and this is not to again, not take accountability for the things I did, but where I started drinking a lot, those were the moments I started drinking a lot, is those times when he would cancel on me and I wouldn't want to deal with it. And so I would just like start hitting the bottle until I forgot about it. And that's like where the cycle began. And so I'm totally out of that cycle now. I drank that party I was talking about with Liz Wolfenstein, from chat here. I drank there, felt perfectly fine the next day. So it's like I'm fully out of this cycle where I had gotten so far into alcohol in that Piscean energy. So it's not even to say like I can't drink anymore, but holy moly, like it just I see that whole cycle I went through, and it's like, whoa, I have a completely new sense of self. So sorry to go on that huge tangent off of the Aries thread that you were on there, but I really wanted to
Aries
bring that
is
up.
highly activated this full moon, obviously, because Saturn is in Aries. Chiron is dancing out of Aries, but it's just like on the edge. Freaking Mars rules over Aries. Saturn rules over this moon, or Saturn's the ruler of this moon, or whatever. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
Saturn rules over Capricorn, where the moon is full. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you're pulled to talk about that Aries activation.
Yeah, and then you've even got going through it's not like part of the Grand Cross technically, but if you're kind of looking at how where it's perpendicular with the midheaven too, you can even bring that part into it too, just perpendicular with the full moon and the midheaven,
Yeah,
the Saturn.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could. You know, because the midheaven, yeah, the midheaven's squaring the sun is squaring um the Neptune loosely. And then we have Neptune squaring, oh, Neptune squaring the moon loosely could also be us having these realizations, like you were saying, like the shattered um version of who we wished that someone would be, or who we wish that we were, versus what we actually are, or who they actually are capable of being. If they only have the capacity to be, you know, like you said, like this person did not have the capacity for growth. So, with the moon squaring that Neptune squaring the sun loosely. I mean, there's like a 4-degree separation there, but when you're talking about outer planets, it's still kind of pulling the energy. And like
Hmm.
we said before, with that little minor grand trine, everything pointing to Neptune and the Aries being activated with the Saturn sitting there, you know, I think that all of that points to your, it's not like you were delusional about this person or anything like that, but any lingering sort of hope that you had, that like you might have projected that like, oh, they could have changed, or they could have grown in such and such way. And no, they
Hmm.
just didn't.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. And I'm totally fine using the term delusional. And another thing, even with that, is while all this is like,
Can I just pause right there?
oh
And
yeah,
I'm totally okay with using the term delusional, he says.
I was like, oh yeah,
He's like, oh
but
no, I was delusional. Oh yes.
yeah, for sure. And whether it was going to be delusional about how this person felt about me,
Yeah.
or just delusional about the growth that they had the capacity for, any of that stuff. But oh shoot, what was I going to say? I'm totally forgetting now. Ah, it's okay. It wasn't. Oh yeah, that's what it was. When he was doing the whole canceling on me and I told him off, he's like, no, I'll make it up to you. I swear, I promise, and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, well, if you were gonna make it up to me, why haven't I heard back from you at all? So it's just kind of like that was where it really just put the nail in it. And I'm like, I'm totally good on
Yeah.
that. I've got like all these new people in my life who treat me way better than someone who's known me for this 8 years treats me.
Reciprocal. Yeah.
Mhm.
Reciprocal relationships for the win.
Oh yeah,
And,
definitely.
with Chiron moving through your sign, like where your sun is, like let that self be healed, you know? And like
Oh yeah.
maybe like well, you'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, I think it'll be coming into orb of my like Mercury and my Sun, right? It's gonna be in the mix of me being in Jupiter return, um, it'll be like a first house perfection year. There will be there was something else too that's going on like all around this time, which is just a whole new me. I'm a
Yeah.
double Taurus and I don't forgive anymore. I love it.
I don't either.
I
Hey,
swear,
what's up,
dude.
Vincent? Vincent. And I think I forgot hi, David. And hi. I think I said hi to everybody else. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I missed Christy. Hi, how are
Oh, I
you,
like what Randy
sweetheart?
Wilson said. Reminds me of the song
We're
We Just Disagree, a song about two people who have grown apart.
Oh, is that the one that's there ain't no good guys, there ain't no bad guys. There's only you and me, and we just disagree.
Mhm.
Ooh,
But I'm also
oh.
musically illiterate. I just listen to like EDM and like dance music.
That's hey, what else? Seriously, that is a good choice. If you're just gonna listen to one choice of music, I I support this. I support this lifestyle.
My music library will uplift you. I love happy music. I'm just like, let's go.
Yeah. I like all the musics for sure. Any musics that just don't suck. I'm just looking at this chart really quick to think about, well, Venus is within a 2 degree of a trine to the ascendant,
I was just looking
and
at that too. Yeah.
yeah, how do we feel about that? This Venus in Leo, this big-haired, boisterous, va 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 boom Venus in Leo, trining the ascendant of this chart. How do we feel about that?
Well, I mean, right now it's in trine to my Venus. By then it will be out of orb. I think with that one, and this is a pretty, I mean, you said what it would be like 2 minutes off or something like that with this. So I mean the stuff is still gonna
It's
land
yeah,
right
it's
there.
like 2 degrees separation.
I mean, really being in the eighth house too. This even ties into that Chiron there. It's not aspecting the Chiron or anything, but being in that eighth house of shared resources too, and having a more positive energy behind it. It's like, we can do this. We can stick together on this. And I think that's what a lot of these shifting, of course, Venus is going to deal with relationships. A lot of these shifting relationships in our life have been around too, is like, who are the people who we can have as a part of our tribe? And then this even ties in with I mean, this only went to 29 degrees Taurus with Uranus there, but those Uranus predictions I did, I think that last leg of it was okay, like who's the new tribe that I need to find right now? And as we've gone through these further degrees, I don't know what the Sabian symbols are on that, but you can see that that's played out in our lives, these new alliances we need to make and all that. It's been preparing us. So I really view that as, yeah, like how, like it's good. We've got this. We're all in this together. We can do this, and let's all just be our best selves about it too.
I find it dramatic, I find it performative, and I also find it interesting because, like you said, like it might not be making aspects to Chiron, but Venus is in charge of Chiron right now because Chiron's in her house.
Hmm.
So there's definitely that connection there, and especially since Venus and Saturn were just in a trine a few days ago, building up to this moon, and now Saturn is in a loose trine with the ascendant too. 17 degrees, 14 degrees, like three degrees apart, 3 degree, 3 degree orb there, and then with Venus trining the ascendant 2 degree orb, Venus and Saturn are not still trining each other necessarily, but they're still like working together for a common cause. You know what I mean? So it's like almost like the old folks and the young folks are coming together. The old establishment and like the youthful, beautiful, sort of sensual nature of like Earth's children are working together.
Yeah,
You know.
I have a great example of that too. That there was recently a there was a what was it, a MAGA versus America First debate, and it was younger people versus older people, and they were just like bickering, going at it back and forth, super dramatic, like you're talking about, and boisterous and all that stuff. But at the end of it, and in the fallout that we've seen in the last few days since then, you've seen that it's actually really brought older people and younger people politically much closer together, where they were blaming each other for everything. Now there's actually this more cooperative energy that's coming in.
That makes a lot of sense from what I'm seeing in the chart. That makes a lot of sense. And again, the part of fortune in Gemini being, you know, keeping your keeping your information at the forefront and not letting that information, like understanding that information is information, and that with Mercury retrograding at these last degrees of Cancer here, Mercury and Cancer can remind us that like sometimes our communications are a little bit too emotionally charged. I think that like there's a difference between like because like I have a family member that I can think of that has Trump derangement syndrome 1,000%. Like this person works themselves up over they're probably giving themselves cancer.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean to say that out loud, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not causing this to happen like they are. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I agree with almost every single like thing logically or information wise. I agree with the information that this person presents, but I can't bring myself to work myself up emotionally to the degree that this person is willing to go.
I know. And it almost speaks to that North Node Pisces people white knuckling kind of that stuff I was talking about. Because that's the
100%.
thing is I feel like those of us who supported Trump, we've come full circle and we're on the same page as people that have the Trump derangement syndrome going on. We're just not emotionally investing into it. We're like, oh, well, we kind of had that chance, but then again, we have to do this ourselves. It's not about this being done for us by this one individual, which is what the South Node Leo is going to be about, you know?
I still like I never support anything, honestly. I think all politicians are like sick.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
would
I
have to
always
be
viewed him as a,
you
a
would have to be
disruptor.
sick. Like you would have to be sick. But that said, better them than me. You know what I mean? Like if I support my people, I support my country, and whoever is sitting president, I don't disrespect that office and I don't disrespect, you know what I mean? Like I don't have to hate people, you know what I mean, to get what I need to get done,
Yeah.
motivate. Hate doesn't motivate me, I
It was
guess.
a telling moment for me where, and remember I worked the election and all that. So when Trump when they had the assassination attempt against Trump, and then all of the and I was talking to, Democrat, Republican, mostly boomers that I was working with at the election site. But it really just stuck with me that every single person I talked to that was a Democrat about and this gets into more of the Trump derangement syndrome. This isn't saying anything bad about Democrats. At heart, I'm a Democrat at heart, but just not where it's gone. But
Right.
every single Democrat I talked to about the assassination attempt, they like were seething and mad that the bullet didn't kill Trump. And I was
I,
like, I need to step back way back from that energy. Like, whoa.
I need to step way back from that energy. Yeah. And I have replacement energy that is, like I think that people are going to start to realize, especially with this tension here. Like I say, when I see that big red square in the chart, what are we doing? We're square dancing.
I
But yeah, I
love
think
it.
that people will start to see the detriments of that Chiron and Aries, the unfolding of again the Saturn Neptune conjunction, February 20th, the ripple effect of how they've been placing their energy and what that's actually doing to their personal bodies, how that's making them sick, and not to mention most of these people that make themselves sick, through their thoughts, they're also people who have made themselves sick through their actions.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
there's a definite connection there between what is being pumped into someone's body and what is being pumped into someone's mind.
And that's I love that you say that too, because I totally agree. And I think the only reason I keep myself healthy and good and vibrant, even with being so connected and so involved in politics, is like the worse it gets. And I've said this to you before, but like the more fun it is to me. I'm like, this is like so much fun as I watch things unfold. And I'm like, we're all gonna learn from this as humans. I love that. Yeah, hate is a contagion because it's like the thing. Like when I see the hate going on, I'm still like bringing fun energy back into it. And I'm like kind of like how Source does for us, looking down on us, and just being like, oh, like I still love them. They're just learning, you know what I like. That's the way that I view it as things get really heated with politics and all this stuff is I don't attach myself to it. I'm like, this is entertainment, this is fun, and this is going to eventually reach a point where people can't take it anymore and create some type of change. And I just view it as the catalyst for the change. I think that's the only reason I'm able to stay healthy and good on being so involved with politics. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm a ninth houser, so sometimes you get that with ninth housers. People that aren't into astrology, ninth housers though, is where they get super involved emotionally. They
Yeah.
just give everything to it.
And I mean, that is one way to live, but it'll kill you.
Hmm.
I mean, we're
You
all
have to.
dying, but how do you want to die? Like, do you want to die through, well, I mean, you can't really choose how you're going to die, but you can choose how you're going to live,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
you know?
Oh my
And
goodness, seriously. And
yeah,
and then it's about and I love that this is right as we're leaving Chiron Aries, but it's like, do you want to choose to live with dignity, and have some type of agency over how you live and what you give your energy to? Or are you just going to be at the mercy of the energies that come in? And that's one of the
yeah.
biggest things my Saturn moon conjunction has taught me is where am I first of all being too cold emotionally, but then the thing that it gave me was never getting too emotionally involved in things and seeing the payoff it gives me.
And the long haul
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and having that emotional control.
That was like
Like
one of the
you,
first things I focused on I remember being like 13, 12, 11 years old, thinking that like people around me have no emotional control. They're like a slave to their emotions.
yeah. And Saturn, the moon being in Capricorn, some people might find the emotional connection to be disconnected, like you're saying. You know, there's like an emotional kind of disconnect. The moon is obviously the ruler over the sun right now. So the moon, the Capricorn moon is actually telling the sun what to do right now. So our ego expression during this full moon in Capricorn is being defined by rules of behavior, by having civility, right? Because obviously Saturn and Capricorn has to do with society, how we're seen in society, what our 10th house matters, right?
Hmm.
And if that is what's telling our ego expression in the Cancerian zodiac, the sun at 8 degrees, if the moon is telling the sun what to do, then the moon in Capricorn is telling the sun to become a little less like emotionally because Cancerian zodiac, I mean, they're so warm, they're so affectionate, they're so family oriented, they're so oriented towards their tribe. But another thing that they can do is they can be clingy, they can be codependent, they can put other people and what other people are doing ahead of what they should be doing on their own and the rules of behavior that they should be following themselves. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like those people that run around with the Be Kind t-shirts on, and then they're talking about like they wish that somebody else would have died from a bullet wound.
Yeah, I've had like three new. By the way, I have to get going in a second here, but I've had
Yeah, I'm
three
shuffling.
new Canceri. Like I just got a text for like we're going to the pool. I'm like, oh, I got to be at the pool.
All
But as we
right.
talk about cancer stuff, right? But
Speaking
no,
of,
with I've had three people with like heavy Cancerian placements recently, either re-enter my life or enter my life. And I'm noticing all those kind of drawbacks you're talking about with it. And then I know they're supposed to get me to be more emotionally connected and more, so like I don't just view it as me just teaching them something, but then that's kind of the thing I noticed that I need to be teaching them is like, hey, don't get so involved in this thing that like you're seeing that Trump did, and now you think like the lives of all trans people are about to end, or the lives of all HIV positive people are about to just end because of this adjustment. Like it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be good. We're gonna figure this out together as people. Like all of it will come into place properly.
And if anything, it could be even better, you know?
Hmm.
It could be even better. Like we have replacement strategies that are gentle and effective. Because what is natural is most people are naturally pretty gentle and effective, and we do have a good sense of humor. There's just a few psychopaths that are, effing up the mix, right? So, well, here, let's get you back on the screen here, Raffi, as you get ready to go to your pool party. Thank you for pausing out on your Cancerian family vibes to like bring your Saturnian influence, your timekeeping influence. By the way, this guy before we went live, like 5 minutes before we went live, you know me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have to send him the link to the StreamYard, like la di da. He sends me a text of the literal clock. The rabbit from Alice in Wonderland with the clock. Like you are the Saturn in my life. You help me keep time. And so your insights are really much appreciated during this full moon in Capricorn, which is ruled over by Saturn. So thank you, Raffi. Thank you for joining us. And as he gets
Yeah.
ready to go to his pool party, I have our Splendor Solis tarot cards here. So I'll pull cards for whoever wants to remain in the chat. And
I'll listen to the cards here while I'll leave studio and listen to the cards while I'm getting dressed for the pool. But I want to say, and then the Gemini energy that you bring forward, people could say the trickster, and I get that with you too. But you got to think of like what is connected to the trickster energy when you get into mythology and all that. You get into the like kind of like elementals, but more like the fairies, the gnomes, and all that. And I always think of you with the fairy energy so much, and that's what and the fairies like get to be playful and they connect with their playfulness, and I have such a hard time doing that. So you bring that energy into my life. I just want to also give you your flowers on that. So
thank you for the flowers. Fairies love flowers. Yes.
but everyone take it easy. I'll see you,
Love
Josie's
you.
Jazzy Junk. I'll see you, Sharon, both Sharons. I'll see you, Randy. See you guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for having me, Esperanza.
I love you. I'll see you soon. God bless your family too. Okay, so in the comments here, full moon in Capricorn. I was just gonna say, Dead Wolf, I was just gonna say if anybody wants a card pulled for this Capricorn full moon, put the flower emoji in the comments and I'll pull a card for you. I have Splendor Solis Tarot and it's absolutely gorgeous. So these are all shuffled up and ready for anybody who puts a flower emoji in the chat. Meanwhile, I will pull for us for the moon a dumpster fire oracle card. Just to see what the dumpster fire has to say about this full moon in Capricorn. The full moon in Capricorn at 8 degrees and 14 minutes or so, coming in on Monday evening, right around 7:30 Central Standard Time, I believe. Or no, 7, was it 6:56? Yeah, 6:56. So right around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, yay, Sharon! All right, we will definitely pull you one. Let's get a dumpster fire. What does the dumpster fire have to say for this Capricorn? Tinfoil hat, trust your intuition. That gut feeling isn't paranoia, it's foresight. The crazy voice is usually right, so follow it. I think we pulled tinfoil hat for my birthday, did we? we pulled tinfoil hat for one of these live streams. Check the playlists, and then you can let me know when we got the tinfoil hat. I feel like we got it kind of recently, though, within the past couple of weeks. So that's what we do here at Esperanza Bense Tarot. We fine tune our free will and intuition together every single day so that when we see things coming up in the news, when we see symbols coming up in our lives repeatedly, we start to notice it ahead of time, like how Raffi noticed that flamingo symbolism coming in towards us before it actually became part of the zeitgeist. This is what we do here. We flex our intuitive muscles, okay? And hopefully as we flex, our muscles grow. If it's working for Raffi, it can work for all of us, right? So for Sharon here, let's see what the Splendor Solis have to say for our girl Sharon. Thank you for being here, Sharon. Splendor Solis for Sharon. This. Ooh. Of course, this happens every time. The card is called Eclipse, and it is Alchemy of the Moon. So this deck, it uses a lot of different symbolism. It uses the Tree of Life. It uses like a lot of alchemical magical symbolism. So they renamed some of the cards, but when it's the moon card, this is basically what it's saying is it's the moon card. And to me, the moon card is trusting our intuition, just like we were saying with the tinfoil hat, trusting our intuition, trusting that things might not be clearly lit, but we have to be able to move by the light of the moon, which is just a reflection of the sun. But yeah, with the moon upright, it means that your intuition is on point. It means that during this full moon in Capricorn, you should be able to trust your gut and wear your tinfoil hat with pride. There you go, Sharon. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what this deck says about that card in the book, the Splendor Solis book, because that was pretty cool that you pulled the moon. Sharon is a very intuitive person. So it's no surprise to me that you pulled the moon card on our full moon. Of course, we always have to do it at some point. I usually do it for myself. What number is this? 18? But I don't see. Oh, here they are. They're back here. I am the eclipse, inner alchemy of the moon, ruler of flux and reflux, child of the sons of the mighty. I come that you may dream true. Replacing self-deception with bright visions of change. I am artisan of the corporeal intelligence. I'm the artisan of body intelligence, a consciousness forming each body throughout creation and the reproduction of them. All Venus Earth experiences in the four worlds are woven into my alchemical path. I am the moon's inward vision of rising in perfect alignment between earth and sun, invoking the mysteries of eclipse. My Piscean waters bring thus darkened subtle earth to the dreamlike transparency of the alchemical solutio. Deep down instinctual powers are revealed, moved by the animate occulting moon, who yet wears the sun's golden crown. Dear alchemist, every physical cell is touched by my powers. They work from the hidden side of things. For like the back of the head, they are seen only when mirrored into images. Here, where one nature rules another without hurt or pause, my healing operation of sleep nightly dissolves mundane consciousness into the dream. Prepare well for sleep. The moon will teach lucidity, bringing you to my treasure house as an adept, able to release images from illusion into their true and beautiful forms. I love it. I love it. Thank you for pulling that card for us, Sharon. I think it's for this moon. This is just perfect. You know, we're trusting our intuition on all fronts, right? With our tinfoil hats and our moon alchemy. So maybe something that we could do is, you know, oh, Dead Wolf put flowers. Absolutely, I'll pull for you, Dead Wolf. For sure. Um, yeah. Wasn't that a good one, Randy? Oh, that's Sharon. Perfect. See, symbols. And like we were saying before, like I believe that God and the universe have a sense of humor, just, you know? Absolutely. Well, thank you. And this next one will be for our dead wolf, for our Steve. Here, I'll give this a little. I'm not gonna light the deck or light the light the deck. I'm not gonna light the Palo Santo between everything, but I have some mint hydrosol that was actually manufactured from mint on the farm. We're gonna cleanse and clear myself and my deck between readings. Clear the air, clear the deck. Tell the deck who it's working for. We'll get a card for Double Resistance 13. Our Steve there. Steve. This. Oh, you got two. Oh. Of course, these are your cards. Wow. You got Peacock, which is Alchemy of the Devil, which makes so much sense. This is the Capricorn full moon. We know, like, we know how you roll. We know how you roll, Dead Wolf Resistance 13. So you get the Alchemy of the Devil and you get Alchemy of Strength reversed. So number 8 is Rebus, Strength reversed, Alchemy of Strength, and you get Alchemy of the Devil. Holy moly. For me, the Devil card is Capricorn energy to a T. That's like understanding what happens on Earth and understanding the truth of what happens on Earth and understanding that not everything can be airy fairy. Sometimes we are chained to the chains that bind, to relationships that bind, to relationships to the earth that bind. Like I can think of some situations in your life that could be accurate, or maybe you're dealing with some devils that need to get, you know, excavated with the strength reversed. It's a reminder that our strength doesn't come from brute force. Our strength doesn't come from necessarily activating that Mars algal and cutting off the heads, but actually transmuting that energy to a gentle, loving, heart-centered. Whenever you're working from your heart space and you're open and you're loving and you're generous and you're leaning into that Leo energy of the sun, then you can't go wrong with your personal strength. But true strength comes from a calm, centered understanding of the infinite nature of life on Earth and life in other realms and staying and maintaining that flow. Let's see what the book has to say. Shall we? That's pretty cool. Peacock 15, Alchemy of the Devil. I am the peacock, inner alchemy of the devil, lord of the gates of matter, child of the forces of time. And time is a Saturnian theme too, isn't it, huh? Saturn, Satan, Saturnian, right? We talk about these people that are in the cult of Satan and stuff like, you know what I mean? So this is all symbolic. I am life's most positive and most misunderstood power. I come to help you challenge ugly reversals of beautiful material powers, restoring them to the forces of delight and creation. This is so you. I am artisan of the renewing intelligence, aligning creative processes with divine creation to renew all changing things. All Sun Mercury experiences in the four worlds are woven into my alchemical path. Sun Mercury. I am the radiant inward vision of life lived forwards, not lived backwards, which merely spells devil. Wow, lived backwards spells devil. That is so deep. Thank you for pulling this, Deadwolf, for us. Thank you for pulling this card for us. I want to say that again. I like put here, you can pause after this show, you can pause. This is this. That is something. Lived backwards spells devil. Isn't that something? My many-colored peacock's tail arises under Venus skies of bright Lucifer, the light bringer, whose alchemy transformed goat foot, goats, Capricorn, goat foot ignorance to golden age radiance and the garden of delights. See my thousand shimmering eyes reveal the right use of love's generative powers. Dear alchemist, only those who can quicken the soul will see its color, but this steam must rise up. Allow kindly mirth into your life. Lift the pantomime chains. Look forward, away from dogma, to divine intelligence. Through me, the great raw powers of creation are developed into those skillful arts by which blissful love, culture, and civilization flourish upon the earth. Isn't that something? I can't believe you pulled that card. Of course you pulled that card. Okay, Alchemy of Strength. Number 8. Rebus, Alchemy of Strength. And remember, this is reversed. But it's still like the energy of this card. I'm just curious, what's the energy of this card? I am the Rebus, double-bodied one, inner alchemy of strength, daughter of the flaming sword, leader of the lion. I come that courage and strength flow through you as balanced powers, rising safely as a radiant gift you may shine upon others. I am artisan of the intelligence of the secret of works. Diffusing an influence from the Most High blessing. All Jupiter-Mars experiences in the four worlds are woven into my alchemical path. Jupiter-Mars. Mars for sure. I am strength's inward vision, holding balance of all the activities of spiritual beings, so she may rise, the lion's serpent symbol powers of fire to those of light. As Rebus, I am female, male united, different yet equal. And you are like that. Like you really do appreciate the divine feminine of Mother Earth herself and the divine feminine of the women who you work so well with women. Like you have such a great relationship with your sister, with us, who you interact with. This is so interesting. By assimilating both earthly and spiritual food, I will bring forth the higher powers of the fifth quintessence. Through my arts, brute willpower is transmuted into willingness to serve, and tremendous creative powers are tenderly born like the chick from the egg. Only strength can hold all steady, awakened consciousness inspiring the subconscious to accept and tame the powers as they rise. Learn this, dear alchemist, and you drink the healing tincture of the sun. Wow, that is fascinating. That is so fascinating. Okay, did anybody else put a flower in the chat here? Did I miss anybody? I think I got Dead Wolf wanted a reading, and Sharon got hers, and I think I caught everybody. I'll just give it a couple minutes if anybody wants to put a bouquet in there and get their cards read. It's Capricorn Full Moon that is falling in my 7th house of relationships. So it's like I feel like I want to give appropriately and have appropriate transactions with my audience. Capricorn, another element of Capricorn that I don't think that we discussed necessarily during this live stream, but there's also a very transactional aspect between Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy wants to be sure that people's time is valued. Like, I want to feel like your time spending here 2 hours with me, I want you to feel like your time is valued. I want to value you for your time. So I offer I offer what I can, you know? And it involves cards. But if everybody's chilling, I think I can wrap this up. I would like to talk about the fact that, yes, I think I already mentioned this, but could you just go ahead and make sure that you're still subscribed to my channel, because people are being unsubscribed and it's for some reason, I don't know why. And so if you would like to make sure that you're up to date on when I post every day, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. our Quick Hits Tarot reading. We talk about the astrology of the day and I pull some cards to give us some visuals like I just did, to give us some visuals about, oh, Randy's looking for the flower emoji. Randy, of course. I got you, Randy. Yes, Randy, and Sharon and Deadwolf, thank you very much, all of you, for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me on the daily when I do my Quick Hits Tarot readings, Monday through Friday. And then on the new moon and full moon, I live stream. On the full moons, I usually live stream with a partner, and that partner is usually Raffi, who we just had here, and he was generous enough with his time to spend some time with us. And if you could please go ahead and check out his channel. He's got a lot of really good work about mundane astrology, historical astrology, and he is very good and precise with his intuition and pattern recognition. And I dig that so much about him. So Randy, let's get your vibe right with these cards. Let's see what's Randy's turn. Hope everything's going well, everybody. By you, sad flower. All the flowers count, Randy. You know, sad flower. Bye. Love you, Harriet. Thank you very much, Harriet. Love you. Have a wonderful evening. Happy Capricorn full moon, and I'll see you around. Love you. Thank you very much. Owl. Sad flower works, Randy, because Capricorn also rules over death. You know, you can bring me dead flowers in the morning. Send me dead flowers in the mail. You can send me dead flowers to the graveyard. Won't forget to put roses on your grave. I can't remember how it exactly goes. It's a Rolling Stones song. Oh, yours got a jumper. Woo! Priestess Royal of Golden Earth. Have we pulled this for you already, Randy? I feel like I've pulled this for you at some point. Alchemy of the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. What seed are you about to plant, Randy? Page of Pentacles, new starts. In terms of like, what can we do practically? Capricorn energy is very practical. It's earth energy. So, what new shifts and changes are afoot for you, my dear Randy? Let's read the book and see what it says. I'm so stoked about this deck. I'm so happy that I went to go see Janice. Speaking of earth energy, she has a homestead in Oklahoma there. And I went to go see her with our dear friend Tom Jordan from Robert Phoenix's channel. And we went to go visit Janice in Oklahoma, and she is one of the earthier Geminis, you know, that I'm friends with. And she's a lovely human being, and this was a lovely gift from her. She was in the chat earlier. She has farm updates on her channel, which are really cool. Oh, Randy, this is awesome. I bring the point of golden earth, inner alchemy of the Ace of Pentacles. I come as a fulfillment and a new beginning. Isn't that what a full moon is, huh? A full moon is fulfillment and it is a new beginning, right? Bright spirit will be made material and find new expressions in your earthly life. As ambassador, I bear goodwill from divine composition of golden earth's great praise, the first earth. At earth's crown, first establishment of all Mithralia's lovely landscapes, subtle substance overlaps with the world of manifest splendors. Here, the first swirlings that are the starry Milky Way correspond with subtle centers at the crown of your head. So, crown chakra activation for you, Randy. The peoples of light and stars in this garden of cosmos are virgin spirits, they who have chosen, whose flame is yet to unfold. Dear alchemist, seek communion with your true self. Discover that you and all present day humanity are those very spirits clothed in time's four elements. My alchemy of the first earth gathers into the vessel the most profound potentials for establishing what matters in your physical life. Our arts dissolve and transform these with the tincture of white flecked gold. The root of the powers of earth is reformed and multiplied, making tangible what was once only dreamed. Your material tree will unite life and knowledge, bringing forth fruits unnumbered. Well, look at you, Randy, with your material tree. I know you love trees, and I know you have a very close relationship with the chestnut. Wow, maybe that's a chestnut, your pentacle. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I feel like everybody's card has been very much for them. Oh, hi, Scott. Hi, sweetheart. Dead flowers. Yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic. Um, but please don't bring me dead flowers. Just in dead flower emojis. That's good enough. Scott, I don't know when you got here, but if you want to, you can drop a flower emoji in the comments here in the chat box here. And I'm oh, was it Randy? Good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'll keep shuffling. If anybody wants a card pulled from this awesome deck that I'm discovering more and more as I use it, it takes me a while, you know, to absorb information and to get to know things. To read, it takes me a long time to read and like actually absorb information. Um, you know, I chew on things. Aw, much love to you too, Jillian. I see a tree emoji. Yeah, if you're interested in having a card read for yourself, and no pressure. I mean, I don't think that people should feel like they, you know, whatever, but it's the Capricorn full moon. I want you to feel valued for your time, for coming here and spending time with me. And if you're interested in having a card pulled from the Splendor Solis deck, which is just so gorgeous, it's helping me to learn the deck through you, and the cards that you are pulling, the cards that you guys are pulling for this moon are just really pertinent to this energy, like in general for all of us. So it's pretty cool. So I'll just give it a couple of like little couple 2-3 more minutes and then we'll probably wrap it up. Oh, I just got a jumper. What did I get? Oh, I got this one's for me. Oh my gosh, I got the Alchemy of the Star. And the star card is what Esperanza Vence Tarot means. This is what Esperanza Vence Tarot is all about, is the star card. And that's what I got. Ah, Alchemy of the Star, Red King. All right, I'm excited. This deck is trying to talk to me. Thank you, deck, because I've been trying to talk to this deck like for a while, and I just don't sit down and do it. This is the way to learn. The way to learn is to play. I'm a Gemini, so this is how the deck is getting me to learn it better, is by playing with me. The Star, Alchemy of the Star. Let's see what that's all about for Esperanza. Esperanza Bense Tarot pulls the Alchemy of the Star for myself for this. Well, it jumped. I didn't really pull it, but for this full moon in Capricorn. Thank you. Appreciate it. The red. Oh, and I flipped right to it. I flipped right to it. I love me. Can I just say Venus is in Leo? Can I just say that? All right. Am I going overboard? I am. And I should. I am and I should. Because this card is telling me about itself. This card is talking about itself. And it says to me, I am the Red King, inner alchemy of the star, daughter of the firmament, dweller between the waters. I come that your faith in the inward journey be fulfilled, transmuting hopes into gifts of divine starlight. I am artisan of the natural intelligence, of the natural intelligence. You all know me by now. You know this is my card. I love this. I am artisan of the natural intelligence, completing and perfecting the nature of all that exists beneath the sun. All Venus moon experiences in the four worlds are woven into my alchemical path. I stand upon the moon, a healed fisher king, dynamic inner vision of the starry Aquarian. I make every earthly thing subtle, for the powerful symbols I catch come from the grail cup of cosmos, flowing celestial waters changing form as needed across the centuries. Dear alchemist, traveling further will bring you to me as profoundest star symbol, brightest Sirius, beyond soul, meaning SOL, beyond the sun's wanderers, to the furthest golden sparklings of mystery. Distill 7 times. 7. We were talking about 7 symbolism earlier in this broadcast and the importance of 7 being a number of heaven. Distill 7 times to greet in turn the 7 couples holding office in the temple of Cosmos as Pleiades and lords of the pole. Their starry dance opens the still point of the turning worlds, where, as Mithraic priest of the ages, I pour rays of love wisdom in measure of the vessels you bring. Let your own bright particular star shower that light upon the dear earth. Well, Red King, I accept this message. Thank you very much. Hi, Dusty. How are you? Scott is a mushroom of flower. He's doing mushroom emojis. Maya Rose. Aw, there's a flower right in your name. Dusty, I see a flower emoji. And I shall shuffle this deck and make sure that it belongs to you. It's energy for Dusty. For those of you just getting here, this is mint hydrosol. It was distilled, or rather, it was distilled by my friend who owns one of the farms that I work at. And she gave it to me as a gift, and this is really good for clearing the air. This is really good for clearing my energy. This is really good for keeping things fresh, and it's really uplifting, and it helps to clean and clear the energy between readings because I just like to make like a symbolic gesture of cleanliness towards my deck when I'm switching energy between people, especially with these powerful cards that keep coming out. Fungal flower? Okay, Scott, I got you. Maya, I don't know if you were here before, but I said that if people drop a flower emoji that I can read a card for you, but if you don't want a card, it's okay too. But if you do want a card, you can put a flower emoji in the comments and then I'll pull a card for you. This one's for Dusty, and then after Dusty, I'll read one for you, Scott. Ooh, Dusty's. Ah, Jupiter of Living Fire, Four of Wands reversed. Alchemy of the Four of Wands. So Four of Wands reverse could deal with like redecorations, renovations. I wonder where Mercury is retrograding in your chart and if it's around the fourth house, because with the Four of Wands reversed in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, as I read it, Four of Wands reverse could be a move. It could be a change of residence. It can be a change of the way that we feel around our home. It can be like just new colors that we want to bring in, or maybe just like start changing it up a little bit around the home front. Let's see what the book has to say. Because this deck is newer to me. I'm getting to know it better. And this deck weaves in a lot more symbolism than just the regular standard traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. So let's see what the deck book has to say about the alchemy of the Four of Wands. Jupiter of Living Fire, Alchemy of the Four of Wands. I don't even know if you could see that small print in the replay, but I'm trying. I bring living fire of the Jupiter temple, inner alchemy of the Four of Wands. I come to celebrate successful completion of your tasks and peaceful rest after labors. As ambassador, I bear goodwill from fiery loving kindness, the fourth fire. We bring into being the sovereign Jupiter sphere of Mithralia's high heavens. A ray of glory and bright blessing leaps from the high supernals across the abyss, lighting the flame of mastery. Within this spirit substance dwells divine paternal power. Archetype deity known by many names, Vedic, Deus Pitar, Sky Father wedded to Mother Earth Artificer. Ptah of ancient Memphis, Roman Eupter, which would be like Jupiter, Greek Zeus Pater, and all benevolent paternality. So benevolent father energy. And for you with this in reverse, there might be a rework there, you know, or a review or a remembrance. Dear alchemists, live within the immense kindliness of fourfold awareness. Seek communion with him. When the great work is four square complete, all shall merry be. And this is so interesting because we had that big red square in our astrology chart, right? When we were reading that before. So I think that you all are pulling cards for us, for all of us. I am freaking out. I'm like loving it and freaking out at the same time. Let this powerful light kindle the vision of love. My alchemy of the fourth fire gathers into the vessel all unsteadiness and unready forces. Our arts dissolve and transform these with tincture of deep violet. Blocks to perfected works are reformed into spiritual awareness, subtlety, and rejoicing. Knowledge is illumined by meeting in the heart's radiant awareness. Feed that adorable fire. Invite others to your hearth. That is so interesting. So that was for you, Dusty. And for you, Scott. Oh, wow. You're serious? Yeah, this deck is on point today. Yeah. Thanks, y'all. Thank you, deck. Thank you, God. Thank you, Moon. And thank you, you all, because you all have been practicing, haven't you? You've been showing up to Esperanza Pense Tarot and you've been fine-tuning your free will and intuition, haven't you? Because you're pulling cards that are like really reflective, huh? That's really interesting. Yeah, Four of Wands reversed. That's what I said. I'm like, there could be a change of residence involved. Well, there you go. Cool beans. Yeah, cool beans. That's right. Cool beans. Let's spritz for Scott. Myself and this deck. Nifty. All right. And then Maya will be next. This is for Scott. Oh, Golden King, Alchemy of the Lovers. Yours jumped. Oh, there's one behind it too. Oh, Alchemy of the Hermit reversed. Ooh. Scott. You got the Lovers card and you got the Hermit reverse, two major arcana cards, which indicate major, more larger overarching archetypal themes that we might be dealing with right now. The Lovers card is pretty obvious. That's us wanting to take a soulmate path within ourselves. Obviously, first, uniting the divine masculine and feminine aspects of our person, but also linking up with other people with love and in love. And with the Hermit reversed, Scott, I gotta say, you might be getting out the house more. You might be bringing your wisdom down to the community. You might be coming out of a time of singlehood or feeling like alone within a relationship. Maybe you've been like more withheld even if you're already in a relationship, but the love should be amplifying more and you should be more visible out there with it too. Let's see what the book says. This is great. Alchemy of the Lovers. Golden King, number 6. I am the Golden King, inner alchemy of the lovers, children of the voice, oracle of the mighty gods. I come that you may learn to unite and transcend difficulties in pursuit of divine love, bringing inspiration and impulse together into loving actions. I am artisan of the disposing intelligence, clothing forms with radiance of Holy Spirit through discernment and right relationships. All Saturn Sun experiences. What have we been talking about all night? All Saturn Sun experiences in the four worlds are woven into my alchemical path. To the inward eye of those twin souls, the lovers, I present that radiance as a bright dawn. See how in me the morning star Venus accompanies the animate sun, a shining messenger, helping old earthly disputes sink beneath the waves. I show that a red degree of heat disturbs all into a blackness, to be tended like night until the king of all the earth embodiment of divine love is renewed in gold. Bright soul, bright sun, breaks through and is renewed in gold. In manifest colors and a fragrant scent surpassing all balm arises from the earth. Dear alchemist, great truths of spiritual evolution come alive for the alchemical lovers of the many kingdoms. Mineral, vegetable, animal, human, and superhuman constantly dissolve and reform, our high arts helping each to rebirth in finer, more radiant attire. How wonderful for you, Scott. Okay, and then you got the Hermit reversed. So you're going to be coming out of this Hermit phase here. Golden Head, Alchemy of the Hermit. I am the Golden Head, inner alchemy of the Hermit, prophet of the eternal Magus, the voice of power. I come to help you seek wisdom from above and actively receive divine inspiration. I am artisan of the intelligence of will, preparing all to experience the existence of the primordial glory. All Jupiter Sun experiences in the four worlds are woven into my alchemical path. The hermit, attaining to freedom through stern discipline, hears the message of Mithraic light given by the warrior guardian at the door of the higher mysteries. I have slain you that you may possess abundant life. Wow. And through death we know eternal life. You know, that prayer to Saint Francis of Assisi. Discarded parts are made sacred to fertilize virgin earth and bring forth fruits unnumbered. The hermit goes forward, bearing the alchemical quintessence as golden lantern of truth. I am the inward vision of that lamp, my golden head, the ancient symbol of the alchemists. As a radiant microcosm, its golden sun center shines bright, guiding a delighted obedience to the divine beloved. Dear alchemist, know that along the way the will is differentiated into manifold helpers. They ensure karmic events and consequences that are named and faced, that the warrior guardian of your soul may enact sacred transformations and abundant life be your golden attainment. So mote it be. I love this. Okay, and our Maya Rose, our dear Maya Rose with the flower right in her name. This is going to be the last one of the evening, and then we shall wrap it up. Let me cleanse this deck and cleanse myself. Give us a little spritz and see what Splendor Solis has to say for our dear Maya Rose today and for this Capricorn full moon incoming. Ooh, Priestess Royal of Living Fire, Alchemy of the Page of Wands. Which makes sense because you're so creative. You're such an artist and you're such a singer. Alchemy of the Page of Wands. I think there's thunder here. Where's the page? Oh, it must be back here. Sorry, like I said, I'm getting to know this a little bit better. So thank you for your patience while oh, are the pages like separate? Like the people cards are separate? I don't know. Here's the wands. The wands are here. I don't know where they put their people cards. 9 of Wands. And it goes to the 10 of Wands, but the Alchemy of Priestess Royal of Living Fire. That's weird. Pages. Ah, here we go. This is Priestess Queen of Living Fire. This, aha, here we are. It's in the back. Okay. They have all their people cards in the back of the book. Oh, that's Priest Royal. We want Priestess Royal. Here she is. Priestess Royal of Living Fire. You are, aren't you, Maya Rose? Oh. Oh, Scott. I've definitely been a huge hermit and just nice. I'm so happy you pulled that card for yourself. And if any of you are interested in a personal reading, I do sessions. There's links and there's like a box over here that you can click on and book a session. I think that has all the information there. Or I can't remember if this is a tip jar or if it's, I think that's the tip jar, but the links are down below. But yeah, I do personal sessions all the time. And the one I had yesterday was I do them in person for people that are around here, but for us it would be like this. Like we would just be like on the screen like this. But I had one yesterday in the woods that was very, very special with a person who's very, very dear to me. And you all are very, very dear to me, and I love you very much. And I think that's why the cards want to talk with us, because we are full of love for each other, and we do have a spiritual connection that's very special, and I appreciate it very much. And Maya Rose is a very spiritually connected human. And actually, if you check her YouTube channel, she has a beautiful voice, and I'm not surprised that she pulled Priestess Royal of Living Fire, because that's a very creative energy. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is like new sparks of creativity. Page of Wands is like actually having that paintbrush, actually having that mic, singing out. And Maya Rose sings to the water, she sings to the plants, she sings to the animals, she's healing the earth with sound. So let's see what the book has to say. I am Priestess Royal of Living Fire, inner alchemy of the Page of Wands. I awaken a love of life to shine upon and within you, that all dark chambers be illuminated. Dear alchemist, through me you become a conscious participant through the living cosmos. I guide the page's courtly role, helping rule the salamanders, subtle peoples of fire. Work with us. Join their rejoicing with humble heart and be welcomed into the illumination of their light. As temple custodian of living fire's great praise, I gather all gifts from the tree of living fire. Receive them with care, for they are spiritual truths, opening new kinds of consciousness according to the attitude by which you approach. Seek genuinely, and they will inspire spiritual awareness. Practice my vital arts. Well, you totally do, Maya Rose. You practice the vital arts, and arts are vital. And I wish that we become more awakened to the fact that beauty and art is vital. Practice my vital arts. Attain degrees of alignment that make you one with the beloved you have sought. I am the very substance of spirit, and in my domain, archetypal forces are tangible living powers. I will help your awareness of they who guide your finest hopes and aspirations. To live knowingly within their radiance brings a shining glory unto your spiritual body. I will help you gain this vitality, transforming life into immortal gold. So, vitality to you, my friend, and much love and thanks to all of you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me today. And as we just sort of do this, like I call it a live stream of consciousness. This is a live stream of consciousness. Like I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I never know what's going to come out of his mouth. We look at the chart, we say what we see. We probably missed aspects because like we had explained, like neither one of us really like did a whole lot of prep work ahead of time. We just get together, we have a conversation, and we let things flow. Please let us know in the comments how you are in taking this information, and if you like this type of content, please let us know, or please give us suggestions on topics that you would find more pertinent to your life that you would like to cover in these live streams. And I'm open to suggestion 100%. I really appreciate feedback. I really appreciate critique, and I really appreciate yeah, I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. I love you very dearly, and may this Capricorn full moon help us all level up in ways that are practically attainable and which bring healthy structure and necessary boundaries into our fire, so that we can tend to our fire appropriately and always reach towards the stars. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one, God willing. Please be sure to make sure that you're still like, shared, and subscribed. I know not to like keep repeating this, but just that it's been brought to my awareness that Shadow Band Clan, although I do feel like who needs to be here is here, and then if you come later, then you can catch the replay. I'll put timestamps below for sure so that you can find your way through this 2 hours and 40 minutes of fun. Love you. Bye.